it's definitely been different, but I honestly feel like it's been very conducive to the way that I work, just because, like you said, with the isolation, being on my own and having so much time on my hands, I don't like to just sit idly. That's usually when I create more, you know what I'm saying? So not being able to go out and do shows and interact with people, I've just had more time on my hands just to really create, kind of get back to the base of just, you know, making music and doing it for, you know, the reason that you started doing it, you know, just because you like to make music. So it's really been conducive in that aspect. You know, the bad side of it is just not being able to go out and perform and actually see the connection you're making with people when you're making the art. It's kind of hard to find that inner feel, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of got to keep yourself going. You're not really getting the validation from other people. So, I feel like it's really been conducive, but it also has been a weird step back. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of internal thinking, you know what I'm saying? Self-reflection, things like that. But it's also been, that's what's really helped the art, I think. And, you know, signing with Broken Complex right before this all happened, we had already set in a game plan to just put out as much content as we can, because I'm still kind of at that unknown stage in my career. So he's like, let's just put out as much content as we can, single after single after single. So we had already had a bunch of shit lined up by the time quarantine hit. So we were like, well, shit, let's just start releasing music, keep people interested, you know what I'm saying, in any way that we can, because we're not able to travel and go see people face to face like we normally do. So in the career aspect, it's definitely been conducive to the creation of the art, you know, the creation of the music. But, you know, on the personal side as well, it's been cool to just kind of sit back and, you know, hang with my family, things like that. Like I have a small circle and things like that. So it's been cool to just kind of kick it. And, you know, like I'm not like somebody that likes to go out and party and shit. I'm kind of at the point in my life where I like to like sit at home, smoke some weed, create some music, vibe out, you know what I'm saying? So it sucks not being able to see all the homies. I got a big group of friends and shit, but it's, you know, we still play video games and shit and, you know, connect in other ways. So yeah, it's you know, social media is definitely a big impact on careers nowadays, no matter what you're doing in the professional world. You know, being able to interact with people online is like the only way to interact with people at this point. So any sort of, you know, bond you're going to build at this point isn't going to be face to face. You got to have that social media grab. And a lot of times you're not going to get looked at if you don't have the following and you don't have the aesthetic on your page that kind of grabs people's attention. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like over this past year, it's definitely changed just because more people are having to interact that way rather than being able to interact in person. And I think that's just you know, that's definitely a game changer. I'm not a big fan of social media. You know, I definitely like to meet people face to face and really get their vibes and, you know, kind of guide their energy from there. But you know, you have to be able to adapt and work with what's given to you. And, you know, these platforms are very conducive to independent artists at this point. So I think that it's still something that I'm learning. You know, I don't have the biggest grab on social media, and I've also done a lot of cleansing over this past year as far as my profile and what I'm posting and how it looks, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause that aesthetic is everything. But it's just a part of branding yourself. You know, it is a part of your business. It is another product that people are going to look into, and it's one of the most prominent products that people are going to look into because it's the easiest to access. So they're going to tap into your Instagram every day, or they're going to tap into your Twitter every day. So you just have to keep people updated, especially in these times when you're not on the road and you're not able to make face-to-face interactions in their town. It's really important. So it's still something that I'm learning. I'm kind of in that I was in that age gap where like MySpace became popular when I was late in high school. So we were like kind of that, you know, late generation to grab it. We didn't grow up with the social media and things like that. So it's still something that I've been learning to really grasp an audience on, because it is hard, you know, over not being able to make a face-to-face connection is just completely different. You know, if somebody can see that you're genuine, that's a lot easier to do in person than over the internet. So, but you know, I think it is a great tool for artists. And I think it is, you know, one of the most profitable tools for artists. You know, I see people on social media that have literally made a living off of it. So, you know, you just got to find where you fit in, you know, like find your audience and find a way to cater to them. Like, you know, I know people that like post funny shit and that's how they get their audience. I know people that just post pictures of themselves and just have a following of girls that just like that shit and they're able to eat it up and then turn it into money. You know what I'm saying? So, you just got to find what works for you for sure.